Within ad creative, there's 7 key laws that you need to follow, because if you don't follow these, you're breaking the law and your ads just aren't going to convert. It's that simple. It really is, because I make over 600 ads every single month for D2C brands across the globe. And I've laid out these laws for my team to follow, because if they follow these, they have a North Star to aim for. And they know that if they hit all these laws and they tick all the boxes, they know that they have a better chance of making an ad that converts than if they only followed 3 of them. I want to lay these out for you. And the number 1 is the most important one. Law number 1 is target with your hook. I know this sounds silly, okay? And I know that you're probably used to targeting your ads within Ads Manager. That doesn't exist anymore. You can't do that anymore. There's no point. No media buying technique is going to get you the same results as if you targeted with your hook. And what I mean by that is that if you are trying to target women aged 50 who are struggling with wrinkles, then you need to target those people within your hook, because the first few seconds is all that matters. So here's what you need to do. All right. Are you a woman over 50 and you're struggling with wrinkles? I've got the perfect solution for you. I've targeted within the hook, because they are going to see that I am a 50-year-old woman. Obviously I would be in the example, you know, bear with me. They'd see that I am within their demographic. They'd hear me saying the words that I'm saying, and they'd probably stop the scroll. It's that easy. That's how you do it. You target with the hook. You get your video in front of the right people using the hook. Also work with problem solution. Let's say that you have dreadful dandruff, let's say, or an anti-dandruff shampoo, okay? It could be, are you sick of constantly wiping flakes off your clothes? I've got the perfect solution for you. There we go. There's only going to be a set amount of people that struggle with that, and you just targeted them with your hook. That's what you need to do. That's why it's number 1, because getting your ads in front of the right people is the first step to converting them. Number 2 is you need to make ads for your customer and not yourself. I work with a lot of brands, ranging abilities, ranging sizes. And one thing I say to them all is you need to ensure that your opinion takes a back seat throughout this entire process. What you think about creative doesn't matter. I don't care what you think. I care what your customer thinks, which means that you need to be very open to test anything and everything, okay? Because you need to figure out what your audience wants, especially at the start. If you're just starting an e-com brand, you need to throw as much stuff as you can at the wall to try and figure out what sticks. Because once you know that, then you can start to make more educated guesses, because you have a better idea of what your customer wants, which means that the ideas that you come up with will be less, you know, crazy, mad, out of the way ideas, but be more focused down. But you're still going to be making ads for your customer and not for you. It's so important. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter whether your CMO or your CEO likes it. It doesn't matter. There's been plenty of ads that we have made for brands that when we originally delivered it, they didn't like it. And they were like, I don't think this will convert. And I said, look, just trust me. Honestly, trust me. You need to do this. And they did. And it ended up getting them fantastic results. A great example of that is Chomps. We made a video for them. It was using a creator. It was a little bit younger than they normally did. The video was a little bit crazier in terms of the acting. Ended up being their best performing ad on TikTok. And the reason for that is because they trusted in what we did and how much we knew the customer. And we made the ad for the customer. Okay. Number 3, a pretty simple one here. You need a diverse mix of ad creative in your account. I tell brands this all the time. They come to me and they say, Fraser, I want a more diverse ad account. What do I do? What types of ad creative are you launching? I'll normally say. And they'll say, well, we're mostly working with UGC at the moment. Okay, well, that's why you don't have a diverse ad account, because every Tom, Dick, and Harry is running UGC. It's the easiest, the cheapest type of video ad creative that you can make today. And so you need to start investing in your ad creative, investing in a different set and a diverse set of ad creative in order to reach the goals that you want to do. You need better ad creative. You need more diverse ad creative. And that comes by making everything and seeing what connects to your customer. If you've never made statics, you're missing out on a whole portion of customers that want to watch statics. If you've never made high production, you're missing out on a whole portion of your audience that like high production. So you need a diverse mix, a media mix inside your ad account, but also a messaging mix as well. All of that ties together to make a diverse mix of ad creative. Number 4 kind of goes hand in hand with number 2. Remember, number 2 was making ads for your customer and not for you. Well, number 4 is always take big swings. I always say this. We focus on net new creative at Fraggle because I believe that's the hardest creative for brands to make. And so it's easier to outsource it, right? But one thing that we're really good at is making those big swings and saying, hey, you've never tried this before. Let's try it and let's see what happens. And you can only really do that with net new creative, right? You can't really do that with archive material, whatever. Instead, you do that with net new creative and make those swings that most people are scared to make, that your competitors aren't making because they're scared of damaging their brand. This is the type of stuff that you need to do to get ahead of everyone else. And that's why ad creative is so great. Man, I absolutely love making ad creative like this. The kind of stuff that you never thought would work, you end up running it and it makes millions in sales. And you were like, why did we not do this sooner? It's because you were too scared to make a big swing. And if you start to make them, you'll realize that, you know, your team starts to come up with crazier ideas that have the potential to work as well, because they know they have the freedom to do that. It's so important to make those big swings. Number 5, build upon your data. Everyone says that their ad creative is led by data now, but is it really? Is it really led by ad creative data? Or are you just finding a hook that works and gluing that on the front of an ad that didn't perform that well before? Because that's probably what most people are doing. Instead, you need to look at your ad creative data, see what's working, and then come up with a hypothesis of why you think that didn't work. Why did that hook not work? Look at your drop-off rates. Why did people drop off there? What were we showing on screen that the audience didn't connect with? Because once again, back to rule number 2, we're making ads for our customers, not for us. We might have thought it was a fantastic ad. The customer doesn't respond to it and they're dropping off at 15 seconds. Well, what happened at 15 seconds that we thought the customer would like, but they didn't? Maybe we were too salesy. Maybe we were, showing a cat instead of a dog, where actually it turns out that most of our customers have dogs and so they relate more to, dog owners. I don't know. But what I'm saying is you can find all this content or all this stuff inside your data, and then you can build a next batch of ads upon that data. So you figure out, okay, well, let's never show dogs again, or let's never show cats again. Let's never show someone over the age of 60 in our ads. Let's never show anyone under the age of 20 in our ads because our customer doesn't respond to it. And we've learned that from the data, and we're building upon that till eventually you know so much more about what your customer likes, and you only get that from your data. Number 6, profit is king. I know this sounds stupid, but a lot of people just make ads and they're so focused on the hook rate and the CTR and the hold rate, all these, vanity metrics, essentially, which is what they are. They forget that the core goal of an ad is to sell. Okay. And that means that if you're selling, great, you've done one job, but is that sale profitable? If you can max spend $20 on your CPA and you're spending 25, then you're in the red. Your ads aren't working. It's that easy. Your CPA is too high. You need to bring it down. You need to make better ads. It's that easy. Let's get that CPA down to $10 instead, because now you aren't just trading money with Facebook or with TikTok. It happens all the time. I see brands do it all the time. They're like, it'll pick up eventually. Just make better ads. That's what this comes down to. And it links really nicely onto our 7th and final law, which is, remember, your ads have one goal. That goal is to sell. That's it. So all your ads need to do is sell. It's, people complicate it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether these are brand awareness ads or whether these are, whatever conversion ads. They all need to sell eventually. Somewhere down the line, they need to sell, whether it's educating people on your product so that when they've seen you 3 times, then they purchase. The purpose of that is still to sell. You're still selling in some way or another. You're just selling the idea of your product instead of the actual product. So your idea is always to sell here, and your goal is always to sell. And that's what we want to achieve with our ad creative. We want to entice people enough that they press purchase somewhere down the line. Okay. And if you put all these together, right? So you target with your hook. Great job. You've done that. You're making ads for the customer and not for you. You have a diverse mix of ad creative, which means that, you have some statics in there. So when people have learned about you from, a top of the funnel ad, then they might see a static ad at the bottom of the funnel and convert. You always have to take big swings. Maybe this hook you're making to target with is like the craziest hook that you've ever used. And so we're taking those big swings. We're building upon our data. We're never including anyone under the age of 25 in our ads, let's say. We know we have a target CPA and we know we're going to turn off that ad if it's not making profit, rule number 6. Law number 7, remember your ads have one goal to sell. Well, hopefully if we follow all of our 6 previous laws, then they will sell. Okay, so if you follow all these, honestly, I think this is the first step you need to make better ads on any platform. TikTok, Meta, anything, it doesn't matter. You will make better ads if you follow the 7 laws of ad creative that I've set out for you. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure that you hit subscribe. I'd love to have you on board. I make videos like this pretty much every week when I remember. Hopefully, I'll try my best. Follow me on Twitter, all the other places, and I shall see you next time.